Hello, and today we'll overview UEFN variables. I will do it because of one of the comments that asked to explain everything about vars, so I will explain what I know, and we'll start from here. So we create device. Basically, when you open UFN, you uh, have two ways. It's just press vars and it will open Visual Studio Code, or I better like open vars Explorer and see everything here. And after you open, you for example can just create new vars the file, and it will can create you some default uh, uh, device. It's not do like anything special, but still. So, first type, it's logic. Basically, it's Boolean in another languages. It's just have a true or false value, and you can check this value. For example, like here. You just check is it true, and if it's true, then print hello world. It will work like that. Also, you can just like check is it true or like that. How you want. You can do as you want. Uh, Integer, just value. Nothing special. We can just see that it's the same as another languages have like this operators that easily you can add something, remove something, divide, multiply, etc. Uh, After that we have float, nothing special, string. After that, we see this range integer, which we assign false. What's the meaning of this? It's optional. It's optional variable. Uh, why it's named like that and like whatever. Basically, when we write optional variable, it can be not exist, I will say like that. So when we assign false, it's mean like it doesn't exist. And to get this variable, if you check here, we ensure by this a sign that we check is it exist, and after that we assign it to variable number, and after that we can read to which number it like exist which number we assign to this variable. Basically, to if we want to assign something to this variable, because we write it this is optional, we need to do the same, which means we need to write set that number and option, even for example 5. But as you see, we trying to write and we have some error. Why we have this error? Because we didn't write this var. It's meaning in this case this is constant, so we cannot change it. And if we add var, everything's fine, we don't have any error. So we check it as number after that, so everything works fine. So next, uh, in case of float and integer, we cannot easily transform float and integer one to another. In case of vars, for example, the easiest way is just if we want integer transform it to float, just multiply by one with basically multiply by float one float. um, and in this case, we get float, the same number, just float. It's easy. But in case of transform float into integer, it's harder. In this case, we need to call floor or sail, and we will get our integer. The main thing in case of float and sail, it's this function have how better to say decide effect, if I'm right, it's named. In case of decide effect, it means that this function can be failed. And in this case, we need to call function not like we use here this scope. We need to square. We need to square scope, and in this case, we like call this as decide function. Otherwise, it will not work. For example, if I try to do like that, it will say that it decide effect, it can fail, etc. It's problem. So in this case, for example, we use it's like that. If and like everything in this case will be fine. So it will work if it's not fail. Again, if we have floor and sail, it's optional, and I create specially for that function where we can like have another type. It's any, where we can place like everything in. I will try. As you see, previously it was float, now it's string. So you can do it as you want. Again, in case of uh, t type, what does it mean? Basically, it's uh, mm, depends from this our value first. It will be uh, transform everything to this type. So basically, in this case, I can call it like that. After that, for example, I can do here do some string and everything works fine. So it's template where we can like create one function what will work with many types if we want, of course, if we create it logically. Then other things what important, this is variables in our editor. So like you see, we have some transforms, some location, some rotation. The things here that to see these variables and edit it in editor, we need to add this word, I will say, editable. In case if I remove transform and compile, we don't have any some transform. So it's easy. For example, we will add it here. And you see we have new variable string, so we can change it here. For in this I will say tutorial, maybe I only explained simple variable types. Also, we have like different containers like array, map, etc. So I think it will be explained in future. Also, what I want to mention is global variables. It's weak map. It must be a weak map because in case if you try, for example, use integer or anything else, it just will have, and if we just change, we have problem. Weak map type again, as it said. And if we will use, we need to like use it's for it session or player as key. So why it work like that? Basically, it's needed to save some information, and in case of session, I think I didn't use it. I didn't create like some session game. I usually play it like with information about player for like all maps. So in case of session, I think it's work until server with this session end. So basically, you play, for example, like ballistics, if I'm right. So in this case, I think it's session data where you, for example, play rounds, in some money, and for example, if you will like lost connection or like that, and you reconnect, you still have this money and like that. So in this case, it's used sessions. Session as a key. But in case of weak map with player, it's persistent data what will be across all sessions. So if you disconnect from this game and connect to another map, you will still play. You will still have the same value. I will say like that. And again, here as like value of this uh, map, we can set like structure, and usually you will use structure because you will have like many different variables what will say some information about your player. So usually you will use some structure. I think that's all for today. Hope it will be useful for you. Thanks for your view, like and subscribe. Have a good day.